Hope everyone is doing well. I wanted to take some time out to talk more about the purpose of my entire Believe Again message, as tomorrow is actually my birthday and I'm looking forward to another day that God has allowed me, or another year I should say, that He has allowed me to see. But I wanted to take some time out just to simply have a conversation. As you may or may not already know, we are in the week of Mental Illness Awareness Week. This is the week of Mental Illness Awareness. And I thought to myself, why not talk about, a little bit about my story? Many of you already know about my story. I've shared it a lot of times with people, but I think it's important to, if I have an opportunity, to even go deeper into that, because so many people that I've encountered as I continue to play and use my gifts, my talents, my abilities, I realize that there's a lot of people that are hurting. There's a lot of people suffering from mental illness. And as a Black man, 70% Nigerian, that's something that we don't really want to discuss, because we're taught as men to hold things in and just cope, kind of like, just deal with it, And I wanted to share this in hopes, and as it's my goal to positively impact the lives of over 1 billion people through music, but also through believing again. And I always share that people are in 3 places. They're either in a place where they're leaving, needing to believe again. They're either presently needing to believe again, or they could be in a future point where they will need to believe again. So with that said, I want to share a little bit about that whole mental illness, and I'll be totally transparent with you. I literally suffered from mental illness in that 7-year period where I gave up on my gift. I completely walked away, and during that 7-year period, I found myself severely depressed. And not only was I depressed, but there was 2 points in the mental illness. I had what was called clinical depression, and then I also suffered from bipolar. And it was a miserable place for me. I felt like I was definitely alone. I had people around me, but you can have tons of people around you and still feel lonely and still feel like you're out of place. So during that period of time, I obviously had people praying for me, and I came out of that. But here's the thing. It's important to have accountability partners. It's important to have people around you, a support system. And it's also important for you to think a certain way. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So what you think about yourself matters. I had to literally change the way I was thinking concerning myself. I had to listen to the right information. What do I mean by listening to the right information? I had to surround myself with positive affirmations. I had to listen to the right messages from the right people. I used my Bible. I would use positive people to pour back into me, and also daily stating affirmations about who I really am. And I share with people, just because it hasn't happened the way you feel like it should happen, doesn't mean it's not happening. It's just like a seed that's planted in the ground. You don't know when it's going to reap a harvest. But you understand that when you plant a seed in the ground on good ground, that's a whole nother conversation, it will reap a harvest. So, I want to encourage you, even in this believe again, if you know of people that's suffering from a mental illness, wherever it is, I encourage you. I'm going to put a link of actually an organization that I believe in and I'm going to support, because it's nothing like, if you've been through something, you can speak on it because you've experienced that. And I'm so glad that I was able to come out of that. I'm victorious now. Yes, I was in a season where I fell victim of mental illness, but I am so excited that I can speak and say that I am completely free from mental illness. And I would love to share, anybody who's suffering with mental illness. No, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a counselor or any of that nature, but I can speak to coming out of mental illness and how important it is to really connect yourself with the right people who can truly believe again, and then yourself truly believing again, walking into your purpose, your calling. Because I can tell you, during that period of me dealing with mental illness, I was so far away from my purpose and my calling. And honestly, I believe that's one of the things that contribute to the mental illness, because I wasn't living life on purpose. I was just, I was existing, but I wasn't living. And there's a difference. So I didn't want this super long, but I definitely wanted to come in and just kind of encourage those of you, people that you may know that are currently suffering with this, or you may think they are. I'm going to provide, like I said, a link. I want you to spread the word on this demonic force, this mental illness, because a lot of people suffer it. A lot of people suffer with it, and there's a lot of people that's in denial, and they don't want to really speak on that because it's taboo. You don't want to be looked at as crazy or insane, but the reality is, living in this world, there's dark forces, and there's a lot of attacks that's happening on our mind, the way we think, and it's purposeful. It's a purpose, there's a reason why the enemy plays on our mind, because he knows that if I can get the mind, I will have everything else. If I can control the way they think, if I can control the thought process, if I can control the mind, I can control everything else, including the body, including the choices that you make, the decisions that you make on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. And accumulatively, that adds up to the very essence of who you are. So I just wanted to come on. I know a lot of you're used to me playing the sax. I'm the sax guy, celebrity saxophonist, Richard Shaw Jr. But at the end of the day, my impact, I look at it from more than just music, but to speak to people's hearts, to give people hope, to be relative. I have not always been where I am, and I'm continuing to grow. I'm continuing to evolve and reach my max potential. I owe that to God. I owe that to myself. I owe that to my community. And that's why I work as hard as I do. But I definitely wanted to come on and shed some light on my story, to really help someone else, to really hear this. So please share this. This would be one of the best birthday gifts you can give me. My birthday is tomorrow, October 5th. But passing this on, passing it forward, sharing it with other people, letting them know that they're not by themselves. They're not alone. You don't have to deal with that on your own. Life is not meant for you to live life by yourself, you know? So I just want to encourage many people, or if I encourage one person, I've done my job. I've done my job. So once again, I'm going to put a link. I'm going to add a link down there so you can be aware of Mental Illness Week if you are not aware of it. And then also, music helps as well. Music is so therapeutic, and I was able to come out with an album. It's entitled Believe Again. And I can tell you, I've heard stories of people just sharing with me, being transparent, like, Richard, your album really, really helped me. It was very therapeutic. I literally felt shackles, and I felt spirits coming off of me because of how impactful it was through the melodies of the music. So I will leave the Believe Again link for those of you who need music to provide some source of therapy. Music changes people. It invokes certain things in the person. So I definitely share that with you. I've heard so many testimonies from other people. This is just not me speaking it, but other people saying how the Believe Again album has been very instrumental in their therapy and in their mind, okay? So I'm going to put that link on there, and I want to thank each and every one of you all for being so supportive in my music career. I can't do this by myself, and I don't take it for granted. My fans, my supporters, my family members, just all those people that's connected to the bigger vision of the Richard Shaw Jr. experience, the Believe Again mission. I am just so excited about where God is taking us. And, you know, I just want to simply say I love each and every one of you. And I hope you spread this word. I'm so serious about this because this impacts people's livelihood. It impacts the very essence of who they are. So I just wanted to speak from my heart. I didn't plan on being this long, but I definitely wanted to speak from my heart. And I encourage you, spread the word on Mental Illness Awareness Week, October the 3rd through October the 9th, okay? Love you all. Please stay connected. I look forward to seeing more of you and continuing to be transparent with this walk. So thank you so much. Love you guys. I'm signing out. I will see you all soon.